Hi, you are listening to the Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World podcast. I'm your host, Em Stavisky, psychic medium, spiritual mentor, and founder of the Modern Mediumship Academy. This podcast is for you if you have ever been curious about the spirit world, if you've had weird, unexplained experiences, or signs from the universe that you have dismissed but secretly you couldn't forget. I'm opening up my diary and I'm spilling the real, raw and magical stories from my journey into mediumship. I'll be chatting with other amazing souls, some who have discovered their own intuitive gifts unexpectedly along the way. So if you are ready to stop second guessing yourself and start remembering who you truly are, stick around. I'll be sharing some practical tools and straightforward, no fluff techniques to help you unlock your spiritual abilities. Because mediumship isn't just for the chosen few, it's already within you, and it's time for you to claim your power. Oh my goodness, hello and welcome to Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World podcast. My name is Em Stavisky and I am actually so thrilled to be here. This podcast has been sitting in my to-do list for so long. It's been in my heart space, and today, finally, Spirit has nudged me to tell me it's time to get in front of this microphone and share with you my journey that I've been on to get where I am now as a professional psychic medium and spiritual mentor. So if you're curious about connecting to spirit, or maybe you've had, little nudges, or you've had experiences that you want to understand more deeply, then you're in the right place. So it's been sitting on my to-do list for a very, very long time. And I have to be truly honest with you, it's taken me quite a while to really move through some imposter syndrome, self-doubt, all of the things that come up for us. I was literally in the shower yesterday and Spirit nudged me and said, it's time, Emma, it's time to get this podcast out. So here we are, the Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World. In this podcast, I really want to share with you extracts from my own diary, the things that I've journaled along the way, the weird and wonderful things that's happened to me, and maybe some of these things you can relate to that has happened to you, and you're not quite sure what you've sensed, what you felt, or how to make sense of it. And honestly, it's things that often you can't share or tell other people, right? Because it just sounds a little bit weird. And some people might even think that they're going a little bit mad. And I totally get that as well. So if you follow the little nudges and you want to understand them more deeply, you're in the right place. This is not going to be a polished podcast. This is going to be real and raw and pretty much unedited. Maybe I'll edit out the bloopers, right? But sometimes they're the best bits. And you know what? Life isn't polished. Life isn't perfect. Life is about making mistakes, learning the lessons, having the understanding, and having the courage to move forward. So maybe that's why I'm here. So maybe if you have something on your to-do list that has been sitting there a long time, you're waiting for it to be perfect, you're waiting for everything to align, this is your nudge to say, just get started. Spirit nudged me in the shower the other day. This week for me, when I'm recording this right now, is a very pivotal time in my journey to becoming a medium, to understanding that I had abilities, really spending most of my life discarding or dismissing even the things that were happening to me, and having other people do that around me too. And this week for me was pivotal in my journey to understand that everything that was happening to me was actually coming from inside me, that I was actually connected to the spirit world and I was able to harness those abilities. You know, mediumship for me is both a huge healing journey and a calling to help others on their journey too. And I want this podcast to be really a safe space where we can explore that together. So you're going to hear some stories from me, from my diary, my own journey to get where I am right now, the highs and the lows of what that looks like. And also I'm going to be interviewing some incredible people that I have met on my journey as well. Some of these people have turned their pain into purpose, their loss into actually harnessing their own mediumship. Mediumship isn't just about connecting to spirit for the sake of saying, oh, look what I can do. It's about healing. It's about the messages. It's about the transformation that you can bring to people that are still earthside. Maybe unsaid words, unsaid things that needed to be expressed that never got to be heard. And that's what this podcast's all about. I'm going to be answering listener questions. And the big thing that I'll say is take what resonates with you. Some things that I might say may not resonate with you. That might not be in your belief system. And that's okay, because you get to choose your journey. You get to choose the things that you want to take and integrate and leave behind the things that don't. That's your unique journey. That's your unique experience. I'd also love to hear from you, your own experiences with the spirit world, and share some of your stories and how this has shaped your own life. So if you would like to submit a story for me to share, then please look at the show notes in this podcast, which will show you a way that you can do that. So my mission here is simple. This is to make mediumship less mysterious, less like an exclusive club, and more like something natural, beautiful, and healing. And I truly believe that mediumship is a healing modality. Like many other healing modalities, mediumship isn't about what you can do and how good you are at it. It's about sharing the story of spirit. It's about sharing their life, and it's about bringing healing to their loved ones. I believe that everyone has the ability to connect. Everyone in some way can do this. And when we open ourselves up to the spirit world, we also open up ourselves more to love, to trust, to find the purpose in our own lives. I have been on this massive healing journey through my own mediumship development, and I continue to work on that. I continue to find a way to meet myself and other people more deeply. So this podcast is really about my love, the love of spirit, the journey, my journey, your journey. Because if you are listening to this, I know that you've been guided here for some reason. You resonate with this. You think, can I do this? Can I be a medium? Yes, you can. Not everybody will choose this path, but if you already have a thought about being a medium, you're interested, like I know from a really early age, I used to watch John Edwards, I loved Lisa Williams. There was no internet, there was only television, so we had to wait and watch them on TV, but I was always mesmerized. I was always in awe of what they did. Little did I know then that was because in my soul pathway, in a timeline somewhere in my life, that I was already a medium, that I was already doing this work. So if you're listening to this and you're already curious, know that this already exists for you. It already exists in your timeline. Thank you so much for tuning in to this introductory episode. In my first episode, I'm going to share with you this pivotal time, this moment, the passing of my dad, and how that experience became the turning point for me truly understanding that I was a spiritual being, that I was a medium. It's personal, it's going to be really raw, but it's the moment that changed everything for me. And I know that this is the turning point for a lot of people when they lose someone significant in their life, that they come to understand how that person is starting to connect with them, sending them signs. If you've enjoyed listening, please share this with someone else. If you feel called to, Spirit is always guiding you. They're always sending, what I love to say is breadcrumbs from Spirit. So if you've come across this podcast, this is just the beginning. It's closer than you think. It really is. It doesn't take years and years and years to become a medium. It just takes the right guidance and the trust and belief in yourself and Spirit. So I'm a spiritual mentor and a psychic medium. And this is just the beginning of this beautiful journey of this podcast together. To be honest, I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I also know that Spirit are pushing me to share my journey because this will resonate with so many of you. Many of you message me and tell me that what I share with you resonates with them in such a deep way. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in episode 1. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World. If something in today's episode has sparked something within you and you are curious about your own spiritual gifts, then check out my website on how I can support you. If you have your own story to share, then please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to support me, you can subscribe, leave a review, or simply share this with a friend. So until next time, trust yourself, trust Spirit, and keep listening to the whispers from the universe. Bye for now.